Hello, and welcome to Queen's Crafts by Bridget. I'm Bridget. Thank you for joining me today. Whether you're new here or you've been around since my very beginning, I truly appreciate you coming by and spending some time with me. Today we have a few things to talk about. Some new makes and some tough decisions were made. So I hope that you stick around until the very end to find out everything that's going on. But first, let's get into who got into the cauldron for the last video. We have Mary King and Suzanne Goulet. The other person is, I'm not sure how to say this. It's AZTIGERVAL. So as AAZ Tigger Val. I don't know. If I've completely screwed that up, I do apologize. But congratulations, you made it into the cauldron. Now, if you're looking for me anywhere else on the internet, you can find me directly at my Facebook group page. I have a messenger for that, and you can get me at my email address, which is linked down in the description box below. I also have Discord. If you're interested in that, please do get a hold of me, and I will give you that link. Okay, so we're going to put that up there so I can take care of that later. Recently, the King and I did a little gift exchange because, well, we both really suck at waiting for the holiday to happen. I got my Valentine's present and he got his. His was a new Star Wars ship, and I will get that to show you in just a moment. And mine is Star Wars Knitting the Galaxy by Tanis Gray. Fabulous. She does a fabulous work with putting these books together. I also have Fellowship of the Knits. I have one of the Harry Potter ones. I need the second one yet, but that is on my wish list, so eventually I will have it. Of course, there's a pattern in here and here that the King is really going to end up angling for. I am absolutely sure of it because he is a big Darth Vader fan and he really enjoys the clone soldiers. He's a rebel at heart, and I will enjoy making those for him. Now, let me go I will go grab that ship real quick so I can show you that, and then we can move past Star Wars for the episode. Okay, here we go. This is a big Mama Jamma with all sorts of really fun details. They even put a gun off the side there and some fancy doodads in the front. And then look at all those engines up in there. We got two way in the back. And this one is the very first one that I had absolutely no hand in making. The King did this one all on his own, and I think he did a fabulous job. Matter of fact, he has an idea for the channel, so very soon now, you guys will be able to get your very first glimpse at my King. We will be doing a project together and filming it. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and we'll see what happens from there. If you guys really like it, we'll do some more. If not, it's a fun idea to try for the channel, and I am really excited that he is wanting to take part in something for the channel. So I'm going to go put this away real quick, and I'll be right back to talk to you about crochet and yarn fun. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. Now, if you were at Sam's this weekend, you might have seen sitting behind me this lovely shawl. Yes, I did complete it. I think the day after I seen you guys last. I've just been really, really super busy and haven't had time to film. So, let's give her a look. And Elena's doing her job modeling one of my new dresses as well. I still I want to add some strap details to this and shorten it a bit so that it's appropriate for me. Once that's done, I will make time to show you that in detail. Now, here is our shawl. And we did get to my wingspan. I am 5'2", so I mean it's not huge, but it's not tiny either. This took 2 full cakes. There we go. And it does lay very, very nicely. Coming around the shoulders, there will be no issue with this wanting to fall. I'll be able to, or the person that eventually gets this, I'm not sure who that will be, will be able to bend over and do whatever they need to do without worry of their shawl falling off. This would be something really nice for a special event for that colorful kind of lady. Or, caught on my crown. It would make also a beautiful stitch marker holder if somebody were so inclined to need one. All right. Here you go, my dear. Get you dressed back up. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and I have finished 2 spins since I've seen you last. The first off, this has been set and everything already, so it is ready to be made into something wonderful. And this one here, I will let you know right away. I made 2 big boo-boos in this one. I had 2 pigtails. So this one will not be available for sale. I'm going to knit this up into a sample piece of things that I'm able to do, because if you can see here, now it is not lined up perfectly, but I did manage to get an ombre spin where we go from this very light blue into the brighter, into this darker blue, and then into some purples. And then from the purples, we go to a really dark, I guess, fuchsia purple. They call it purple. I say it is pink. And then into this pink. Now, I was able to get this effect because the way that I dyed it, the colors stayed pretty well by themselves. And instead of spreading my fiber into pieces, I spun it as just the whole wad of fiber. So all the blue color went into one spot, and then I got into the darker or the brighter blue, then the darker blue, and so on and so forth down the line of colors. And then when I did the plying, I decided to do a chain ply, so that way all the colors would stay together and ply back on them to themselves, keeping them all in line and giving it the overall ombre effect. I'll spin that, or I'll wind that up in just a moment. Another example of that effect would be right here in this mini. Now this was the rainbow fiber that I did. And when I split it, I did not split it even. I had a few grams on one side that I did not have on the other. And this is the effect, what happened with that. So this one goes from yellow into the orange. And then I believe red, and then purple and green. And then back to yellow again. So you can see all the colors are with themselves. The main yarn for this one I did as a fractal spin. So what I mean by a fractal spin, I'll first show you the yarn, and then I will explain to you how I got that effect. Here is the yarn. Now with this one, you can see the purple here is wound up with green, it's wound up with red, it's wound up with blue. It's round up with yellow in a couple spots. All the colors are playing with all the other colors. They're dancing around with each other, and they're not always meeting purple on purple, yellow on yellow, orange on orange, red on red, and so on and so forth, even though they were all spun in the same color sequence. And this is done by this fiber here. Let me... This fiber is dyed, okay? So we have yellow, and then we have green and blue, and then we go into some purples and blues, okay? Now, if I were going to spin this as a fractal spin, what I would do is I would take and I would split this fiber down the middle, approximately. I would take it and I would spin it all, or pull it all apart, go all down the middle. Now we have two chunks of fiber. So for this first half of fiber, just for the purpose of this demonstration and explaining what I mean, I would split this one in half again. Okay. And I'm going to make a donut with my fiber, or bird's nest, I believe is what spinners refer to it as. I've made a bird's nest. Okay, so that's one. That's a quarter of the fiber. And that's two. Now that's half of the fiber. Now, I would put that half of the fiber on a single bobbin. And then I would take this fiber and again split it in half. But instead of just splitting it in half, I'm going to split it in half again. And then I'm going to take this, the one I didn't split in half again, and I'm going to split it in half again. Now I would wrap these up and make the bird's nest. But you see, I have one of my bird's nest and one of my quarter of the second half, so 1/8 of the fiber. Now, when I put this is the bird's nest, when I have this much fiber versus the fiber from the other, I've got twice as much yellow in the first half as I do the second half. Therefore, when I'm spinning it, the first half will go much further for the amount of fiber than the second half will. And when I'm doing the plying, once I have filled both bobbins, the first bobbin with the 2 big bird's nest and the second bobbin with the 4 smaller bird's nest, and then ply them together, the yellow's not always going to meet the yellow. The green's not always going to meet the green, and so on and so forth. Because the second half's color sequence goes much quicker, the colors shift faster than the first bobbin, therefore creating the fractal spin. I hope that I have explained that in a way that is understandable. And if I have used a language and you are a spinner, and I have used it inappropriately or incorrectly, I do apologize. I am self-taught, so most of the lingo I have learned by reading other people's posts about their spin that they're showing off, or reading the articles that Crafty Housewife Yarns puts out in different spinning styles. I read through what they're talking about and I try to apply it. But being that I have not had a teacher, I'm sure there's many things that I do in ways that someone that was traditionally taught to spin does not, or I may use incorrect language. Just a disclaimer. But okay, everybody. Time for the news. Well, as you guys know, the king's health has been up and down in a roller coaster. And here coming up in February, we will have 2 more procedures done. One to put in a filter to prevent a clot from making it to his head, lungs, or heart again. And one to have his gallbladder removed. He will then be going back into surgery again in March to have the filter removed, and he will also be going in to have the stent removed that was put in last month. And we still have another hip surgery to go. Not sure exactly when that is going to happen. And of course, being that he is the breadwinner of our household, things have gotten set back and pushed back and arranged and canceled, and all the plans for the wedding that we had, all the dreams that we had, have pretty much come to a grinding halt. And I'm not upset about that, because I know it doesn't matter what day I become his wife. It only matters that I do become his wife. So we are going to postpone the wedding until sometime, more than likely in September. We need to be able to get back up on our feet a little bit and get back ahead of the game, make sure that we are okay, in our home and everything else, rather than worrying about expenditures for a wedding and stuff like that. So the wedding will still happen. It just is going to be a little bit later than what we had originally planned for. I don't need any I'm sorries about that, or, I don't need any pity or anything like that. His health has got to come first. And at the end of the day, a wedding day is a very special day, but it is only just a day when you measure it against a lifetime spent together. So I'm going to take the lifetime and worry about the day when we have time and the financial wherewithal to do so. Thank you for your understanding, and I appreciate all of your love and support. If you still do wish to make a flower, you're more than welcome to do so. I will put it as part of the display when our wedding day does take place. And I guess in a way that extends your timeline. If you were wanting to make one but didn't have the time yet, now you have a little bit more time. If you didn't want to make one, I completely understand. Absolutely no pressure. Also, since I still have you here, please do remember that Stash Down 2024 is going on. And if you are a content creator, your video would be greatly appreciated if it was up by the 5th of the month. If you are not a content creator and you wish for me or one of your fellow content creator friends to tell everybody how you're doing in your Stash Down goal this year, please do make sure that that information is to the content provider by the 4th of the month so that they can include you in their video for the 5th. That is for me anyways. If someone else is doing it and you want them, your numbers to be included with theirs, please do make sure that that is a good day for them and they're not going to be doing some pre-recording as many of us need to do. I have been fortunate in, I don't do that a whole lot. Usually if you see me, I've just made the video. Not always, but a lot of times. That's just how my memory works. To those that are able to get content all booked out and scheduled out for the week to come, man, I give you props because you're doing amazing. All right. Until next time, everybody, I truly hope that you are crafting your happiness. Bye for now.